po namin na mahirap ang buhay, kaya dito sa Kababayan LA, nais po namin kayong matulungan in order to be able to save more. That is why we would like to introduce you to a brand new segment on the show called Money Matters. Let's watch this.
Money Matters, giving you tips on saving more. Brought to you by MoneyGram, international money transfer.
Every week, starting today on the show, we are going to get experts to come in to give us tips on how to save more, especially in these times. Nagkakahirap po tayo sa pera. And today on the show, we have representatives from Vasquez CPA firm. Bill is here joining us. He is a partner at the Vasquez CPA firm. Hello and welcome to Kababayan LA.
Hello,
Your first time on the show, right?
Yes, that's right.
And Benel, we've met her before. She's one of the hardworking community leaders that we have. I say community leaders because you have a lot of projects that you're spearheading, mentoring, and all that. Benel is also a part of the CPA, the Vasquez CPA firm. Hello and welcome to the show as well.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us. We're very excited to share our wisdom.
Oo nga, Benel, let's talk about that, the do's and don'ts of credit cards. Especially in these times, experts are saying, if you can do away with the credit cards, just don't use your plastics anymore. Is that a smart advice?
There's a lot of convenience with credit cards, so it really allows you to pay things quickly and easily. It also consolidates all of your purchases into one simple place where you can review them. And it just, I think it really makes a lot of sense in terms of convenience. And plus, you can also get some benefits or perks off of the cards as well.
Exactly, the reward points,
Yeah.
right?
I would like to add, it's important for you to have a credit history because of when you finance your house, when you buy a car,
right?
So it's still important for you to use a credit card,
okay.
But you have to make sure that you have to use the credit card wisely
right.
to establish your credit history.
Exactly, and that is why today on the show, let us talk about that, coming from the experts, tips on how to use our credit card wisely, do's and don'ts. First of all, what do we need to remember?
One thing, when you apply for credit, you need to make sure that you read all the fine print. So when you look at the credit card application, make sure that you read all the details there. Once you get accepted, you also get a cardholder agreement. And there it details a lot of the do's and ins and outs of the credit card, as well as a lot of the benefits. And a lot of the benefits that you think you might have, if you read the fine print, they're actually quite limited.
And also conditional, right? Benel, what should we look out for pag binabasa natin yung mga fine print?
Yeah, make sure that the interest rate, because the interest rate can range from 18% to 30%.
Wow.
And then there's also the variable rates and also the promotional rates. So once it ends, like for example, they will say, oh, it's 0% or 3% when you start a credit. Then later on, after 6 months, it's 18%. So
kasi tapos na yung promotion period.
Yeah, so you really have to make sure to read all the details.
Okay, aside from that, what else do we need to do?
You need to review your credit report periodically. You really need to understand how it works. It's based on a formula it's called a FICO score, and those range from 300 to 850. And you should really be monitoring your report probably annually so that you know what's on there, make sure that there's no mistakes.
Right. But now let's talk about that. For the Filipino community, especially a lot of immigrants, we don't know how the system works here, no? And I keep hearing a lot of stuff. Pag ba may dumating sa yung credit card bill mo, some people are saying you have to pay it off right away. Some people are saying you have a little bit to leave a little bit of balance, and that makes your credit score go up. Which is which?
I think for me, even if you paid in full, you're establishing your credit. So it's important for you to pay it in full because of, you want to to prevent the interest.
Right.
But if you don't have enough money to pay, so you have to, of course, make sure you have a budget, to pay your credit card and also save.
Right.
So
right. Another tip, Bill?
Another tip would be to shop around. If you decide that you need a credit card, you should really try to find a credit card that meets your needs. For example, if you like to travel, you might find one that has benefits for an airline, hotels, or a car. On the other hand, you might be concerned with fees. You might want no annual fees, or you might want something that gives you cash back. So you really need to shop around to see what card best suits your needs before you apply.
Okay. Should we also be wary of sometimes, so we're shopping around, this looks like a good deal, this credit card, and then we use it, but then after a year or 2 years, they change their terms. Does that happen at all?
There's a rule, right?
Yeah, it does. I think according to the new rules, you'll get 45 days advance notice of any changes, which is increased from what they were doing previously.
Oh.
But the thing is that you need to read those rules and make sure, try to determine if they'll impact you or not.
Right.
It can be a little difficult because they tend to trickle in. You get a notice here, a notice there,
Right.
and you don't get the full agreement. So sometimes it's hard to see how that little piece of information will impact the overall agreement.
Right. Before you know it, you get your bill and it's higher than what you were expecting to pay for. And finally, another tip, Benel?
I think make sure that you place your credit card in a secure place.
Right. And because especially now there is, it's still rampant, no, identity theft.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so we have to take care of our privacy that way too. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you want to add something, Bill?
Oh, just one other important thing to remember is don't pay late. That's the biggest knock on your credit score when you pay late. So one of the ways that you can minimize the chance of that happening are by setting up an automatic payment, at least for the minimum amount due. That way you can assure that you won't be paying late on your card.
And you know what? Thank you so much for those tips. I'm sure, were you taking notes? You should be taking notes because these tips will help us save more money and enjoy our hard-earned dollars here in the States some more. Thank you so much and more power to both of you.
Thanks.
Magbabalik pa po ang Kababayan LA. Don't go away.